Hi, my name is Lola Johnson Rosales. This is skill set of non-sterile compounding, skill number 10, preparing a hazardous gel. The following materials I will be using are my hazardous PPE equipment, personal protective equipment, a scale, a weighing boat, 4 weighing papers, mortar and pestle. Instead of alcohol wipes that I've run out of, I do have a separate container of 70% isopropyl alcohol that I will be using for cleaning my materials. I have 2 60 ml syringes with the adapter. I have 2 spatulas. This is the first one I have. This is the secondary one that I have. The testosterone simulated powder and the Sim-based gel. I also have extra paper towels on hand in case there's an unexpected spill. When I'm measuring my ingredients, I will be conducting geometric dilution method, which is a pharmaceutical process that thoroughly mixes a small amount of a drug with an appropriate amount of a diluent and inert substance that thins or binds the drug, ensuring equal distribution of the drug throughout the resulting compound. This prescription is based upon the information I have here. Prescription is being made for patient named Adam Armstrong by Dr. John Smith. I've gone ahead and called at the prescriber's office to confirm the DEA number, as well as there are 0 refills available. This is going to be 5% simulated testosterone gel with 60 grams of, with the gel, which will be applied BID. Okay. Here we have the master formula record. According to this master formula record, there will be a total of 49.5 grams gel for 1 syringe with 5.5 grams of powder. Therefore, per syringe maximum, there will be 24.25 grams of gel and a maximum of 2.75 grams of powder for each syringe using 2, which I am. I will triturate this and then I will go ahead, transfer it to one of these. After triturating appropriately, then I will seal it with the cap. Then Mr. Armstrong will be by to pick up his prescription. Here I have the compounding record, also known as the CR record. The prescription ID or number assigned is 186601. How I get that information? I simply look at the containers for that information. The master formula record number used is C2, name and strength of compound, 5% simulated testosterone gel, 30-day quantity. Those actual net measurements are 49.5 grams gel, 5.5 grams testosterone powder, expiration date being April 19th, 2020. And MFG lot number for gel is 07216. For the testosterone powder is 0724C. The manufacturer expiration date for the gel, 07/2020. For the powder, 07/2023. The beyond use date assigned is April 19th, 2020, once this has been triturated and formulated for the customer. The date packaged is October 22nd, 2019, and I've gone ahead and placed my initials as technician. Here I have my safety data sheets, MSDS sheets, which gives for the brand itself is Demo Dose Teach Meds, and I've got different safety data sheets here, one for the base gel and one for the testosterone powder. This, of course, gives its product and company information, identification, hazardous identification, composition, and information on ingredients, along with the handling and storage, exposure, controls and personal protection, normal use, physical and chemical properties, stability and reactivity, toxicological information, as well as other information provided through pocketnurse.com. Here are those safety data sheets up close. First one, you learn about, tells you about first aid measures and firefighting measures, accidental release measures on the very back. As well as ecological information, disposal, considerations, transportation information, and regulatory information. And here, of course, we have the patient's information. And the sticker you see labeled here in the middle is the one that will be going with the prescription itself. Information has been confirmed. The patient's address, birthday, prescribing doctor, everything is correct. So, next step is I will begin to prepare this lab. For this lab, I will perform the calculations required for the compound, including the allowable margin of error, gather the necessary materials, which I have here, perform the proper hand washing procedure, clean the materials, perform the proper guarding for sterile hazardous compounding procedure, weigh the ingredients within the allowable margin of error, and allow the observer to verify the weight of each ingredient prior to trituration. Triturate the ingredients properly and completely using the geometric dilution method. Draw up the preparation into 60 ml syringe. Using the adapter, connect the 60 ml syringes and continue to mix the preparation by passing it back and forth between the syringes. When completely mixed, I will separate the syringes, attach the syringe tip to the completed prescription syringe, and package the prescription. I will label the prescription. Assign the correct beyond use dates, clean the materials and store them for future use, locate and review the safety data sheets for all ingredients, and then dispense the medication to the observer, who will be Adam Anderson. So, Adam Armstrong. Adam Armstrong is the patient. All right. This is a hazardous preparation that I'm doing. Therefore, I'm going to be garbing. Before I do the aseptic hand wash, I do have to do some of the donning of the PPE. And we'll begin to do that. I have removed jewelry and watches. I'm going to put my hair up. Excuse me, one moment. I need to get a drink of water. Be right back. Excuse me. everything in this bag with the PPE is sterile. This is my gown. Before putting it on the gown, I'm going to don my shoe covers. The gown is to be very sterile. The foot covers, if I put the foot covers on after putting on the gown, then I could cross-contaminate, and I would not want to do that. Now I can go ahead, put on the gown. Being very careful, this does not touch surfaces. What I like to suggest is you might want to adjust thermostat in the room surrounding that you work in. These garbing gowns, these PPE does get you kind of warm given the type of material that it is. Roll up the sleeves a little bit so I can do the aseptic hand wash. Nothing touches the sink. Don't let the hands touch the sink, don't let the gown touch the sink. You don 2 sets of gloves when you're working with hazardous materials. The first set of gloves go under the cuff. Second set of gloves go over the cuff. Be very careful when you put the gloves on. I like to keep my nails short, that way they won't accidentally cut through the gloves. You never know how many pairs of gloves are going to be in a box, and you wouldn't want a disaster to happen. It's the first set, so I'm going to do the second set. As you can see, the first set is under the glove. Second set is over the gloves. Second set is over the cuff of the gown. First set is under the cuff of the gown. Could be tricky putting second set of gloves over the first, so be careful. Never rush yourself. All right, that is complete. What I'm using is I'm going to use this for the gel. First, I'm going to get started by wiping down. Wipe down the surfaces with alcohol I'm working with. Before I start to do that, don my face mask. When you're wearing glasses, it can be tricky to put the face mask on. Completed. These cylinders came out of a sanitary bag, very sterile already. I'm still going to wipe them down. Don't forget the stopper. Okay, I've cleaned out my materials. And I'm working on a surface of wax paper. It absorbs any, catches any spills. So the first thing I'm going to do, I know I'm working with 57 grams total of base gel. I'm going to be weighing the powder, and I'm going to be weighing the gel. So we have two different measurements for each syringe. Turn on the scale. We're going to get the tare weight for the mortar and pestle, then clear that when we're weighing the gel. I'm going to be using weighing papers. So first I'm going to weigh 2 things of powder. This has been set to grams. Okay, 2.7 grams of powder. .7 grams. Never use your hand as a measuring device. Never use even gloved fingers. So use a spatula. This is actually 2.8. Well, let's see. .7. I'm being careful to lay this right here. .7. This should be 2.7. Try to get a close-up of that. Okay. Careful not to spill it. I'll lay it right over here. Get that next measurement. 2.7. You don't want to go over 2.75. That's some allowable margin of error. And I set it to the chair weight first. A 0. This actually comes out to 2.8, which is okay because the other one is 2.7, so 2.8 plus 2.7, well, that comes out to 5.5 grams total powder. So that's good, that's what we want. Here we have 2.8 grams. The second measurement powder. Now I'm going to put those powders aside. I'm done working with that testosterone powder. I'm going to lay this aside. I don't need it anymore. Seal off the bottle with testosterone powder. Next time working with the gel base. So, got the powders. I'm going to put the powders over here on the side, keeping those separate. Keep this powder separate, don't combine them yet. We will be doing this so when we put it in a mortar and pestle. Okay. Now we need 49.5 grams total gel for one syringe. There will be 24.25 grams of gel per syringe. So, clear that tear weight. Here is my other clean spatula. I'm going to be using this other spatula. So I want 24.2 grams gel per sheet here. Okay. That is that amount. All right. That's the 24.5 grams. So what I'm going to do, this is why you work with wax paper. So I only put it in here. That's got the allowable margin of error, which is what we need. Okay. Done with that one. Put that aside. Do the next one. Clear the terabyte for the second measurement of gel. That's what we want. Okay. $24.24 grams. That's good enough. 24.2 grams. That comes out to 49.5 grams gel. Do not use your fingers as a measuring tool. Never. Very constructive feedback I received from my instructor, and I couldn't agree anymore. Seal off the gel. We're done with that. Now we're going to combine a powder. I'm done with the scale. Put that over here. Add half the powder first. Done with that one. Mortar and pestle it. Here we have the gel with half the powder. Carefully, I'm going to triturate that. Very carefully. Now I'm not letting my gown touch the countertop. Not doing that. This could be chemotherapy drug. It's not in this case, but this is a hazardous material I'm working with. Be very careful. That is half the powder. Add the other half. Here we go. Done adding the powders. Finish off this. Being very careful. Go slow so none of it goes over the side. I don't want to lose any of that powder. I'm not letting my fingers touch any of this because it is hazardous. Don't let it be clumpy. Okay. I want to be sure I got all of it here. I'm going to take measuring the spatula. I'm going to take all that excess and go in here. I'm not using my fingers at all. There we go. Now I'm going to draw it up. Now, no more than 24.25 gel, no more than 2.75 grams powder for each syringe. So 24.25 plus 2.75 grams, 25.25, 26.25, no more than 27 grams per syringe. Slowly. Draw it up. Slowly. Don't want to suck in any air. This is the spatula used. Now when you're first learning how to do this, you will get air inside of it. It's just there we go. $27.2. Do the next one. What am I going to do? Push it down toward the middle. We have the 27.2 and that one. Now I'm gonna attach the adapter. Kind of wipe off the excess with that clean spatula. Not using my hands. Gonna just carefully attach this to here. Very tight. You really want to be sure it's secure because you're attaching two ends. And then do the same with this one, which I have. And now I'm going to do this. It does get slimy. And as you mortar and pestle this, it gets really tough to push through the syringe. You have to give it all your almighty strength. You do. Okay. There we go. All right, it's been triturated to 49.5 grams. Carefully remove. Remember those paper towels I had? Now they come in handy because this did get messy. Nice and full. That's the total we want to have. But we have a total of the total of 27 per, which gives us exactly what we need for the patient. Seal it off. This is now ready for our patient, Adam Armstrong. Here we have the prescription label, Adam Armstrong. Just gonna go ahead and include it with the prescription. I'm going to package it for Mr. Armstrong with the label. And I've gone ahead and I've initialed that bottom corner. I'm going to put it on a shelf here for the pharmacist to look over, sign off on. And now I'm going to go about cleaning up. clean up those materials. We'll store them for future use. Those additional materials I will go ahead and clean off. Mortar and pestle can be tricky to clean off because they got so much gel on them. So what I want to do instead with the scale, use some of that alcohol that I have. Because you wouldn't want to get the scale wet with water. Very costly materials. I have all these materials that I was using. As you can see, they've all been cleaned off. Okay, so the pharmacist, he had a look. He said the prescription's ready to go. And I will go ahead and give this to Mr. Armstrong now. This concludes Scale 10 preparing a hazardous gel, the scale set of non-sterile compounding. My name is Lola Johnson Rosales, my student ID number 548-29421. Thank you for watching this video today.